So let's say you opened the Washington Post this morning and you saw a job advertisement that said something like this: 85-year-old seeks loving, compassionate person to prepare meals and a special diet, assist with bathing and dressing, drive to the grocery store, doctor's office, dentist, and senior centers, pay bills, manage bank accounts, handle insurance claims, talk with the doctor and nurses, and on an as-needed basis, clean wounds, change bandages, give injections, check blood pressure, and other duties as needed. Must be able to perform duties independently, as additional help is rarely available. Must be on call 7 days a week and 24 hours a day. The salary, zero. In fact, you may need to pay for meals, prescriptions, medical equipment, and other expenses. And it may cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost job, pension, and other coverage. How many people you think would apply? Now, how many of you are or have cared for a loved one in your life? Raise your hands. So these jobs are out there. People wouldn't apply for them, but we are doing them every day, and we're doing it with love. Every day, millions of adult children, spouses, partners, and neighbors voluntarily perform a variety of these duties for the loved ones in their lives. But unlike other jobs, there's no interview. There's no application. We take them on voluntarily at a moment's notice. While each of these individuals has a unique name, they're also known as family caregivers, and I view them as our invisible army who get very little recognition or support, but help to save their family and indeed our country every day. If you think about if we actually paid family caregivers for their services, it would cost $450 billion each year. That's more than Medicaid. That's even more than Walmart makes in a given year. But they do it for free, and they do it out of love. So who are family caregivers? On average, it's a woman, 49 years old, who works outside the home and spends nearly 20 hours each week providing unpaid care to her mother for 5 years. In an effort to provide the best care she can, while balancing her full-time job, she sometimes comes to work late or departs early. She uses her leave not for vacations, but to transport and accompany her mom to appointments. She whispers in her cubicle at lunchtime, trying to make a doctor's appointment, all the while trying to meet her manager's expectations. Now, we know families provide this care out of love, but it often comes with a toll that's not always visible. So what can we do to help the 42 million caregivers across the country? I believe it's time now to have a national conversation about the issues these family caregivers face every day. As employers, as policymakers, as advocates, we must work to provide meaningful support for the caregivers who are the backbone of our long-term services and support system. We know it's one of the least appreciated but most important issue we must grapple with as our population ages, because those providing voluntary care deserve support and actually need it to keep from burning out. AARP has heard from many of our 37 million members about the challenges and frustrations of being a family caregiver, as well as how much they actually enjoy it. And so in an effort to respond to those voices and the stories they tell, AARP has partnered with the Ad Council on a new series of public service announcements as part of a caregiver assistance campaign. As you know, it's National Family Caregivers Month, and we've launched a new series of PSAs exploring the multiple roles a caregiver takes on. They direct our caregivers to our website at aarp.org/caregiving, and where they can find tools and resources to help cope with the daily responsibilities. Because we know that these families, friends, and neighbors who support a loved one rarely define themselves as a caregiver, and they almost never ask for help. But I'm proud that nearly 10 million caregivers have visited that resource center in the last 12 months. Think about it, 10 million people are reaching out for help. And in the last several weeks, since the 10th of November and the launch of this campaign, we've had 30,000 actively engaging in social media around the campaign. And it's on their behalf that we're happy to sponsor this engaging and thought-provoking discussion on the needs of families across the country and better ways to support and recognize them.